Stairway to Heaven isn't just a mystical-sounding song, it was inspired by the turbulent times and spiritual searching of the early 1970s. Robert Plant, the lyricist, once revealed that the words came out of him in a rush after reading about the environmental destruction happening in the UK countryside. The line, "There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold," was reportedly inspired by a real person, a wealthy woman Plant knew who believed money could buy happiness. The song's gradual build was also a response to the emotional highs and lows the band experienced while touring. By 2024, Stairway to Heaven remains one of the most played songs on American radio, even though it was never released as a single. Its enduring popularity is a testament to the real frustrations and hopes that fueled its creation. The song's complex structure mirrors the confusion and chaos of the era it was written in, making it a true window into the past. Sweet Child O' Mine sounds like a straightforward love song, but the reality behind it is surprisingly personal. Axl Rose wrote the lyrics about his then-girlfriend, Erin Everly, daughter of Don Everly from the Everly Brothers. The song was born almost by accident. Slash began playing a guitar riff as a joke during a jam session, and the rest fell into place. In interviews, Rose has described the track as a love letter to Erin, capturing the innocence and newness of their relationship. When the song topped the Billboard Hot 100 in 1988, it was the first and only Guns N' Roses song to do so, proving that real emotions can translate into massive commercial success. The pure honesty in the lyrics is what makes it stand out among other rock ballads of its time. Listeners today still feel the sincerity behind every word, not knowing it's the sound of a real romance at its brightest. November Rain is often remembered for its sweeping arrangement and epic music video, but at its heart is a true story of heartbreak. Axl Rose wrote the song during a difficult period when he was reflecting on lost love and personal struggles. The inspiration partly came from Del James's short story, Without You, which centers on a rock star mourning the death of his lover. In several interviews, Rose admitted the lyrics were his way of processing grief and longing for connection. The song's 9-minute length mirrors the emotional journey it describes, slow, painful, and ultimately cathartic. Since its release in 1992, November Rain has accumulated over 2 billion views on YouTube, making it one of the most watched rock videos ever. The orchestration and lyrics create a sense of real, raw emotion that resonates with people facing their own heartbreaks. The song's power lies in its honesty and the true pain behind it. Freebird wasn't just written to fill time during concerts, it's a real tribute to lost love and the desire for freedom. Alan Collins, the band's guitarist, started writing the song after the death of his girlfriend. The lyrics, "If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me?" reflect his fears of being forgotten and the pain of moving on. Ronnie Van Zant, the lead singer, helped complete the song by channeling his own experiences with heartbreak and change. Released in 1973, Freebird quickly became a staple at funerals and memorial services, showing its deep connection with real-life loss. To this day, the song's iconic guitar solo is seen as a release of pent-up emotion, a final goodbye. The real story behind Freebird is one of love, loss, and the desperate hope for freedom from sorrow. It's no wonder the song continues to move listeners nearly 50 years later. Angie is shrouded in mystery, but its true origins are heartbreakingly real. Many have speculated about the song's subject, with names like Angela Bowie and Keith Richards' daughter often mentioned. However, Richards himself clarified in his autobiography that the song was written during his withdrawal from heroin, and Angie was a name that simply fit the melody and mood. Mick Jagger later added that the lyrics were about the end of a relationship, a common experience for the band members at the time. Released in 1973, Angie became a global hit, topping charts in multiple countries. The raw vulnerability in Jagger's voice and Richards' gentle guitar work make it clear that this is a song born from true pain. The ambiguity of the lyrics allows listeners to project their own heartbreak onto the song, making it universally relatable. The real story behind Angie is one of recovery, heartbreak, and hope for a new beginning. Tears in Heaven is perhaps one of the most personal and heartbreaking classic rock ballads ever written. Eric Clapton composed the song following the tragic death of his 4-year-old son, Connor, who fell from a New York apartment window in 1991. The lyrics, "Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven?" capture Clapton's grief and longing for his lost child. In interviews, Clapton has said that writing the song was a way to help him heal and cope with the overwhelming pain. The song quickly became a commercial and critical success, winning 3 Grammy Awards in 1993. Even 30 years later, Tears in Heaven remains a go-to song for those dealing with loss. The real story behind it is a reminder of the depths of human emotion that can be poured into music. Listeners feel the raw pain in every note, making it one of the most moving ballads ever recorded. While All Along the Watchtower is often associated with Hendrix, the song's origins trace back to Bob Dylan, who wrote it during a period of personal upheaval. Dylan's lyrics were inspired by the book of Isaiah in the Bible, reflecting themes of chaos, warning, and impending change. Hendrix, captivated by Dylan's words, reinterpreted the song to express his own anxieties about the social and political turmoil of the late 1960s. The sense of confusion and urgency in the music mirrors the uncertainty many Americans felt during the Vietnam War era. Hendrix's version became a hit in 1968 and has since been featured in countless films and TV shows, signifying its ongoing relevance. The real story behind All Along the Watchtower is a mix of spiritual searching and social commentary. Its haunting sound captures the feeling of standing on the edge, unsure of what comes next. Wish You Were Here is more than just a nostalgic anthem. It's a song rooted in real-life loss and longing. The track was written about Syd Barrett, Pink Floyd's original frontman, who left the band due to mental health struggles. Roger Waters and David Gilmour penned the lyrics as a tribute to their friend, expressing both love and regret. The line, "We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl," speaks to the sense of isolation and helplessness the band felt watching Barrett slip away. Released in 1975, the song has since become one of Pink Floyd's most beloved tracks, often used to honor those lost to mental illness. Recent statistics show that Wish You Were Here remains among the top streamed classic rock songs on platforms like Spotify. The emotional depth in the song's melody and lyrics make it a timeless tribute to friendship and loss. Behind Blue Eyes is one of The Who's most introspective and misunderstood songs. Pete Townsend wrote it for his abandoned Lifehouse project, drawing on his own feelings of isolation and frustration. The song's narrator is a villain who feels misunderstood by the world, mirroring Townsend's own struggles with fame and addiction. The lyrics, "No one knows what it's like to be the bad man," were a direct response to the pressures he faced as a rock star in the early 1970s. Over the years, the song has been adopted by listeners who feel alienated or alone, making it an anthem for the misunderstood. In recent interviews, Townsend has said that the song was his way of asking for empathy and understanding. The real story behind Blue Eyes is about vulnerability, pain, and the masks we wear to hide our true selves. Hotel California is one of the most analyzed classic rock ballads, with endless theories about its meaning. Don Henley has stated that the song was inspired by the culture of excess in California during the 1970s. The hotel serves as a metaphor for the hedonistic lifestyle that many musicians fell into, unable to escape its grip. The line, "You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave," is a direct commentary on addiction and the dark side of fame. Released in 1976, the song hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went on to win the Grammy for Record of the Year. In 2023, Hotel California was ranked as one of the most played songs on U.S. classic rock radio, proving its lasting appeal. The real story behind the song is a cautionary tale about chasing the American dream and the dangers lurking beneath. Let It Be is often viewed as a peaceful, hopeful song, but its inspiration comes from a moment of deep personal crisis. Paul McCartney wrote the song after dreaming of his late mother, Mary, who offered him comfort during a stressful period for the band. The phrase, "Let it be," was her advice to him, urging him to let go of his worries and trust that things would work out. Released in 1970, the song became an anthem for hope and resilience during turbulent times. In the years since, Let It Be has been covered by hundreds of artists and used in countless charity campaigns. McCartney has said that the song's message is more relevant now than ever, especially in a world dealing with so much uncertainty. The real story behind Let It Be is one of family, love, and the power of simple words to heal. Every Rose Has Its Thorn is a quintessential rock ballad about heartbreak, and it has a very real story behind it. Bret Michaels wrote the song after calling his girlfriend from a laundromat and hearing another man's voice in the background. The pain and betrayal he felt in that moment poured into the lyrics, making the song deeply personal. When it was released in 1988, it shot to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became Poison's biggest hit. In interviews, Michaels has said that the song's success comes from its honesty and the fact that everyone has experienced some kind of heartbreak. Even decades later, Every Rose Has Its Thorn remains a karaoke favorite and a comfort to those nursing broken hearts. The real story behind the song is a reminder that even the toughest rockers have their vulnerable moments.